Now, what is the solution? If Parliament is illegitimate, if the President is illegitimate, what is the solution? The solution is the dissolution of Parliament. Parliament must dissolve. We must go to early elections so that we have a legitimate Parliament which can call Zuma and say, come here. You did not act in line with the Constitution. But you can't say to a criminal when you are looting shops, another one is you're stealing the bread in a shop. You are also stealing the bread in a shop. And you say to the fellow looter, don't steal bread. That one is going to continue stealing bread and say to you, who are you to tell me that? Because you are doing the same. So, our constitutional democracy is finished. If we don't go to early elections, if we don't remove the president, you are showing the Constitution a middle finger. That is the end of constitutional democracy. It's not about Zuma. It's not about hating Zuma. I also speak about my job called Parliament. When I say let Parliament go to an early election, it means I can be unemployed tomorrow because there is no guarantee that I will come back. But for the sake of the Constitution, I'm prepared to lose that job so that we protect the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Citizens, you are all folding your arms. Citizens of South Africa, you are not doing anything. When you are called to come and protest, when you are called to go and occupy Little House in ANC t-shirt, none of you is taking part because you have become comfortable. But the reality is that if we don't have a constitution, it's going to come back to bite you. Look at what's happening in this country. People sit and say, Malema is a problem. What can we do to silence him? They charge him with Righteous Act of 1956. This act they are using here, and ANC people must know to go and ask their people there. This act was passed in 1956 as a response to the Freedom Charter, which was adopted in 1955. The Freedom Charter said people must occupy the land wherever they choose to occupy the land. Then the Boers, the apartheid regime, passed a law which ensured that no one is going to disturb the peace of Europeans. Mandela was tried with the same piece of legislation. So you call yourself democracy. Why? Because people sit and want to resolve political issues through the courts, through abuse of state institutions. That is not the solution. Without this constitution, you are going to be locked up for demanding water. You are going to be locked up for demanding RDP houses. You are going to be locked up by demanding jobs. You are going to be told you are committing crime. You are disturbing the peace of Europeans because you are looking for jobs. When dictatorship starts, it starts slowly. Before you know it, we live under a personal rule. Only those who are liked by Zuma will be protected by the law. So we're calling upon all of you to rise in defense of the Constitution. It's not about us. This book called Constitution is everything to all of us. Without it, you are not going to be here in the streets here. A white man would have told you, you are disturbing our peace. Without this Constitution, those who are in the beautiful offices and who are now staying in the suburbs, they were not going to stay in the suburbs because suburbs were for white people. Without this piece of legislation, we're nothing. All I'm saying is we need an early election. All this mess you hear about can be resolved by Parliament. Constitutional Court said to Parliament, you have not played your role. Still, Parliament is not playing its role because they are a majority. When you say to them, let us discipline the president, no, let's vote. Who's agreeing with that? It's not about voting your voting cattle. It's not about that. It's about superior logic. Was there a wrong done? It doesn't matter who's saying there was wrong done. Was there a wrong done? How do you correct the wrong? Whether it's EFF, whether it's DA, whether it's ANC, right is right. It must be done in line with the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. You can be guaranteed that for as long as Zuma is a president, this country will go down for many years. Now they are insulting the veterans of the ANC. KB Mapatu, this one was in the front page, being naked, Minister of Maponapon. He says to Ahmed Kathrada, who are you? You don't have credentials. Ahmed Kathrada is an Isi Twalandwe of the ANC. That title is not just given to anyone. If I'm not mistaken, there are two. It's Ahmed Kathrada and Andrew Mlage. Only two people with that title. But because today they don't agree with Zuma, they are being questioned. Who are you? We don't know you in the struggle. The people who sacrificed their lives for this democracy, they are saying there is something wrong. Can you correct it? They are called all sorts of names in defense of one individual. Love the Constitution, love your country. Individuals must come after. If we all act in line with the Constitution, everything else will be in order. There is no one here who's denied the right to the land by the Constitution. We must occupy the Constitution so that we are taken to Constitutional Court. Let the court declare that we blacks, particularly Africans, don't have a right to access the land. This battle of the land is in the hands of the EFF. We will fight for it. No amount of intimidation will silence. No amount of prison will silence us. Not even torture, not even anything can tell us to keep quiet about the land. Every time we are fighting with Zuma, these white fellows, they are clapping hands. They think we've forgotten what is our strategic objective. Zuma is not our strategic objective. Our strategic objective is the defeat of white monopoly capital. And that defeat of white monopoly capital means the ownership of property must change and be transferred into the hands of the people. The mines must be nationalized. The banks must be nationalized. The land must be expropriated without compensation. That's what we are talking about. Zuma is a by the way. So white men, before you clap hands for EFF, you must think twice. It's like when we travel in a car and we get a puncture, we stop and fix the tire, but the journey continues. What is the journey? The defeat of white monopoly capital, the defeat of the Ruperts, the defeat of the Oppenheimers. We want Newcastle owned by black people. We will not chase white people to the sea. We will give them potion. Piece by piece. That's where you stay. And you can't own bigger than us. You are a visitor. Visitors must behave. They must know that the land belongs to the people of South Africa, the indigenous people of South Africa. We will never keep quiet. The struggle was formed for the land. The ANC was formed for the land. It has always been about the land. The PAC was formed for the land. So we are continuing with the journey of those who came before us. This is not a Malema issue. It's a generational matter. For as long as the land is not in the hands of black people, we remain a conquered nation. We are conquered. We are defeated. 1994 means nothing without the land. Victory will only be victory if the land is restored in the hands of rightful owners. And rightful owners unashamedly is black people. No white person is a rightful owner of the land. Here in South Africa and the whole of African continent, this is our continent. It belongs to us. We want our land. It must come with everything. The land comes with the sea. The sea belongs to us. The fish in the sea belongs to us. The land comes with the trees. The trees belongs to us. That includes Daha. It belongs to us. It's our Daha. We want it back. We want everything that comes with the land. So you must not be ashamed. It comes with beautiful mountains. Those mountains belong to us. We want our land with mountains, with the trees, with the animals, the lions you find here, the elephant, the big five belongs to us. Even how can a white man come to Africa carrying a lion? They found it here. It belongs to us. So this struggle, the minerals, gold, diamond, platinum, coal, everything that comes with the land belongs to us. South Africans, you are rich, yet you are poor. When EFF takes over, this land with its minerals will be restored in your hands. You will be proud to be black. Today, we are ashamed of being black because we think that being black means being poor. But the day the land is restored in the hands of the rightful owners, you shall walk with confidence. You will never be ashamed of being black. You will never doubt yourself. Why? Because you will be owning mountains, the animals, the beautiful beaches of KwaZulu-Natal. They belong to you. The struggle continues. We must never be demoralized now. Every time when you go through a struggle, there will be chances who are trying to defocus you. They tried with me. This is too little. I've dealt with real stuff before, and we have managed to overcome those difficulties. Today, we are here to put the struggle of black people before the honorable magistrate and say to the magistrate, we are not committing crime. We are asking for what belongs to us, because this belongs to us. And they all agree, by the way, that land belongs to us. But they say we must buy it. How can you buy something that belongs to you? What is fun is that they all agree that the land belongs to us. It's like somebody saying to you, hey, this Mazda 323 belongs to you. I stole it, I'm sorry. but give me 100 rand.